Welcome to the Russell Brown Show. In this episode, I'm going to talk about file compatibility from your desktop to your favorite application here on a tablet. And in this case, it's the Touch apps from Adobe Systems. Now, inquiring minds need to know, what different file types can I transfer from my desktop computer right over here to my tablet and instantly start to work with them? But wait, the key to transferring those is an incredible new product from Adobe called the Creative Cloud, Adobe Creative Cloud. And I have it on over here on my desktop computer. And I can also install that over here on my tablet. But what's great is that the compatibility between the Adobe Creative Cloud is built right into all of the Touch apps. Okay, let's get started. Here we have the different files that I can open up here inside of, in this case, Adobe Photoshop Touch. I'm clicking right here on a GIF file. That's really great. So we can bring in a GIF. I can, of course, bring in a JPEG image, as you see here. I can bring in a PNG. And I can also bring in a standard PSD file. Now I'm transferring these all, of course, through the Creative Cloud from my desktop. I place them onto the Creative Cloud, and then I can simply select the Creative Cloud here inside of Adobe Photoshop Touch, and I can access those exact same files, the ones I see over here and that I see over here. It's really, really nice, and that's the beauty of working with Photoshop Touch, is that you have access to all of your files. And those are the file formats that you can transfer. Now, what's even better is that you can work on a document, of course, in Photoshop Touch, a layered document, and then you can export what's called a PSDX file. Now, the PSDX file is something that is exported out of Photoshop Touch, and then I can upload it over to my Creative Cloud and then share it with Photoshop with all of its layers on the desktop. It's really, really great. Now, just to finish this off, I want to show you some of the advantages to these different file formats. And one format that I really like is PNG, 24-bit PNG. I'm going to go ahead and open up this file and bring it down here from the Creative Cloud. Did you see how it pulls it right down? And of course, I'm connected wirelessly to the Creative Cloud, so I can connect anywhere there's a wireless network. Really fantastic. None of this ability, where you have to plug something into your device to transfer files. You immediately have all of them. So here's a PNG. Now, what's really great about this is that I can export transparency from Photoshop over to my Photoshop Touch apps. I can make a selection, drop out the background, and you can see that I can import that transparency in. So some of the work can be done in Photoshop for a project on Photoshop Touch. A really, really great capability. Let's close that and don't save that. Let's take a look at another one here. I'm going to go back to the Creative Cloud. The other format, of course, that you can bring over is a standard Photoshop file, but beware. A layered Photoshop file will be compressed and flattened as it enters into your space here on your tablet. It's a little bit of a problem, but keep that in mind and break up your files if you want to use a layered Photoshop file. Export them individually, as you saw here, as PNG files. Okay, one last thing I'm going to show you. Over here on my computer here, I'm going to go ahead and open up my PSD file right over here. The exact same file that I'm viewing over here. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to open up here in my browser. What I want to show you is the great thing about the world of the Creative Cloud is that I can actually see all of the layers that are contained within that Photoshop file. Really, really cool. Not only that, if I turn one of the layers off, in this case by clicking on this, it then vanishes. You can see that I had the balloon on a separate layer, and I can always bring it back again. So I can preview my layers and how they're laid out over here in the Creative Cloud, share my files, and there you have it. So keep that in mind. Just in closing, you want to work with GIF, JPEG, PNG and PSD files when you work on this. But wait, there's one more thing. There's always one more thing. We've integrated color management into this whole process. So if you use the Creative Cloud and you transfer your files through the Creative Cloud from Photoshop, they will be transferred into the world of the Touch apps into the sRGB color space, so that when you go from, for example, Pro Photo over here into your space, it converts it to sRGB so that the color quality is maintained when you bring it back to Photoshop. There you have it. Just some basics about working with the different files that you can bring into your Touch application world. Give it a try.